All right, so we're going over shooting. We're going over the very basics of shooting. All right, now after that, you can go many different places with it. It's all about footwork, it's all about a lot of other things, but you gotta have foundation. And your foundation is making sure the shot goes straight in the beginning. And that's all how many reps you put up. So you always wanna have your middle finger on the stem of the ball, and you wanna make sure you have a gap in between so that you can see in between that, and that lets you know that it's off your palm so that you're not pushing the ball when you shoot the ball. You don't ever want to push. You push, it's going to go every which way. You're going to have knuckleball and everything. You want to have that nice backspin on the ball, and the way to have that nice backspin is to have the ball off of your palm and following through. So we're going to show you as I shoot the ball, as I put my middle finger on the stem of the ball, I put my right foot right in the middle of the rim, and I put my elbow right directly in line with my knee. I go down and I follow through.
That was nice. Good. Good. Very good, Dad.
Once again, we do it again. I put my middle finger on the stem of the ball. I make sure I have that gap in between. My right foot is right in line with the knee. My elbow is right in line with my knee. I go down, I follow through. Nice and pretty, every single time. And that's the motion that you always want to look for. If your ball is going to the right or left, that usually means your follow through is going to the right or left. If your follow through is going straight down, the ball is going to follow. And you'll be able to tell. As you start knowing and you start shooting, you'll be your own shoot doctor. A lot of people get trainers and stuff like that, but when it comes down to it, it's how it feels for you. And if you feel comfortable and you find that rhythm where you can do the same thing over and over and over, it pretty much comes down to reps. So you just got to get the shots up, because lots of people have different shots. A lot of people use their thumb. Some people will use their other guide hand. Some people use lots of other things, but it's comfortable for them and they do it over and over and over and over again. If you've ever watched anybody, if you've ever watched any 30 for 30, if you've ever watched any documentary on any athlete, not even basketball, if you ever hear from them, they always say what? They worked on it at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. They worked on it after school, before school. It doesn't matter. They put the reps in, they put the hard work in. That's all it is. That's how you get better as a person. Put the work in. You put the work in, you will see results. I guarantee it. If you want to be the best dribbler, then you need to dribble more than everybody else. You want to be the best shooter, you got to shoot more than everybody else. I guarantee you ask any pro athlete, you ask anybody successful, you ask anybody in the business world, you ask anybody in any part of a world where they're successful in, and I guarantee you they'll say they put the work in, they put the hours in. No matter what, that's nothing. You can never cheat hours. You have to put the work in if you want to see the results. So we'll go through it one more time. So I take my hand, I make sure it's spread, I make sure I take my middle finger and I put it over the stem of the ball. I make sure I have that little gap in between. I make sure my right leg is right in line with the basket, and I make sure my elbow is in line with my knee, and I make sure I follow through at the end. That was a terrible shot. Let's try it again.
And down.